gonna be a good one. What is up, everyone? First episode of 2020. Shit, no, it's not.
No, is it?
It would be, but allegedly another episode will be going up tomorrow morning, so see how that goes.
Okay.
So if that went well, this should be the second episode of 2020. So I ain't gonna do the Happy New Year bullshit again. But the Flying Federico brothers, if you guys want to do that, now take the following moment or two to do that now. Go ahead.
Happy New Year, y'all.
Happy New Year.
That's it?
The dog had more to say. All right. Well,
what?
I don't know.
What am I supposed to say?
No, you just say, Happy New Year, gang. I hope that the following will happen in this crazy year, 2020, and that all my dreams and wildest ambitions come to fruition.
No, man. I'm just wishing people a happy, healthy New Year.
All right, cool. Keeping it
thing.
short. I like it. It's good, though. We got a lot of bullshit to talk about.
Yep.
Episode 75 and 76 of Boku no Hero Academia. That's probably the most serious way I've ever said
Yeah,
it.
that is definitely the most serious way you've ever said it.
I'm lacking the conviction right now. I don't know what it is, man. 2020 softens the edges. Can't yell Japanese angrily today. Episode 75 happened. Want to know what I like about it?
What'd you like about it, man?
Right out of the gate, they let us know. Hey, that thing that you yelled about last week with Rocklock, not a big deal because he's alive.
Yep.
Sitting up like he wasn't gutted at all.
Yeah, I know. Stabbed right in the abdomen.
I felt like it was in two separate spots, and then he had pieces of his torso missing.
Yeah.
Like large chunks. No, he's
Yep.
good.
No, he's fine.
Not a big deal. But
No
he's
big deal.
he's gonna rally the troops to be like, hey guys, did y'all forget what the friggin' mission is here? So like the simuldub is now a week behind, which
Defeats the purpose of a simuldub.
in a lot of ways, yeah.
In a lot of ways.
I mean, if you're a dub kid, you could still wait a week and be behind, but I don't know.
Fuck it.
Yeah, not a big deal. Rocklock's dub actor is actually pretty good, but I appreciate his use of friggin' for no good reason. The only reason I really wanted to stop and pause and talk about Rocklock, not because, he's suddenly alive like fucking our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on the third day, but he has a flashback to not a flashback even so much as sorry I was really tough on you boys, but I have a boy at home. I have a little kid at home with my white girlfriend.
He looks just like the dad.
Dude, honestly,
They just superimpose Rocklock's face on a baby body.
Yeah.
That's all they did.
yeah, and the baby was fucking adorable as a result.
Yeah.
And I thought that it was just, that's it. That was the end of it. And I was like, oh, little baby Rocklock, that's adorable. Okay, now I understand why he's sensitive to the idea of kids being around. I went on Twitter about 15 minutes after I watched the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Always a mistake. And, yeah, if you want to see me get angry at idiots on Twitter, go follow me at DBSuperDope1 and listen to me get mad at some idiot. I think it was at heaven_is_soon, I believe was the Twitter handle, who just, what the fuck is this biracial bullshit agenda thrown in the middle of an otherwise totally great episode? I'm like, heaven is not fucking soon enough for this dude. I'll tell you what. Saw more than a few people. I swear, dude, anime Twitter's a terrible place, but I feel like I'm pretty fun to navigate it with, because yeah, I tell kids like that to go fucking shut the fuck up in creative different ways.
Yeah.
I think that's my 2020 resolution.
To do that more?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Burn people
That's
on
awesome.
Twitter in more creative ways.
Like the Wendy's account. You ever see that shit?
I have.
Yep.
And unfortunately, I feel like Wendy's can afford a staff of writers. And
No way.
not me. It's all natural.
El Natural.
Anyway, glad you're alive, Rock Lock. Glad you lived to see your little baby boy. I'm sad for you and all the racists on Twitter, and you having to deal with that. Even though you're not a real person, you're a cartoon. I'm still sad for you. Deku Eraser and Night Eye bashed through a fucking wall, and thankfully, it's the right wall.
Yeah. Imagine if they fucking smashed through the wrong wall.
And like Mirio and Overhaul like stop what they're doing. They're like, oh, they're looking for us. Smash through the wrong wall. They picked the right wall. And Deku comes in swinging and just punches Overhaul right in the goddamn mouth in the most satisfying of ways. Oh.
Yep.
And I was like, I keep my ideals, let's live.
No, you weren't.
You're right, I wasn't. I was excited though. Sometimes when I get excited, I yell.
That one comes to mind when you get excited?
Not very often. Every once in a while though, it'll cycle through there. It's like a 6-disc CD changer in the trunk of my car. Sometimes it loads up disc number 5. And that's the disc that you like the least. But it's still in there.
Why have you designated disc 5 to be the one that you
Because
don't like the least? The one you like the least out of the 6 CDs.
Got it. Here's my thought process. Can't be number 1, right?
Right.
Because, you need a reliable go-to number 1. Can't be number 6. Because I imagine that sometimes the shuffle function in your CD changer, if you're on 1 so frequently, sometimes it might not go to 2. Sometimes it'll have to go to 6. A lot of people would say, put your shittiest CD at 6, right? No way. Rookie move. Put your shittiest CD at 5. That's the trick.
Yeah, but if it goes backwards, then it's the next CD that plays.
Yeah, but I'm willing to take that gamble at that point. I live in Rhode Island. Everywhere I live or everywhere I go is within 20 minutes of every. I'm not going to listen to 2 full albums.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
So you know what? It's okay to have that one in the number 5 slot with the I keep my ideals, let's live.
Oh, man. That's unfortunate.
What do you mean?
I don't know. The song never appealed to me.
I honestly don't even know what song you guys are talking about.
Oh, man.
Come on,
man.
All right, Jason, what's your favorite opening song for My Hero? We probably asked you, but I don't remember what your answer was.
I don't think we did.
All right,
Opening song? It's this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
the newest one.
Before this
You asked me when I was
before
here
this
before. Yeah.
What about before this one? Because this one's fucking cake, dude. This shit.
Yeah, this is the best one.
Straight to my ass.
The first one, I like the first one a lot too.
My name is Deku, something Midoriya. Gonna kick some ass with all my and my friends in school. And we go to class and we use our superpowers at school. That's a good one. That was my favorite for a bit too.
Yeah, this one just took it over though.
Anyway,
Oh, man.
That was a great song.
no, that was good. Yeah, I'm really focusing my brain powers today. Deku, Eraser, and Night Eye come in. Deku punches Fuckface in the face. Fuckface is Overhaul, by the way.
No way.
Chrono, his buddy, the white mask guy.
Yeah.
He gets up and he has like that hair thing that he can.
Hair knives.
Hair knives.
Yeah, they're like clock hands.
Clock hands.
But
Slow
they're
your
hair
movements.
Yep.
Hair knives. Whoopsh. And he hits Aizawa. So Aizawa, effectively, who is the reason Deku was probably able to even hang with in that first 30 seconds, Aizawa's out of the fight.
For sure.
When he gets taken by Chrono, that's when Overhaul comes upon Nemoto, the black plague mask dude. And that's the dude with the truth.
The truth,
power.
the confession.
Confession.
That's what he calls
This
it.
is my confession. And then he does a fucking fusion dance.
I wouldn't call it a fusion dance as much as fusion grab.
Yeah. And I have a problem with that personally, being a Dragon Ball Z fan or even a Steven Universe fan. Not going to try to talk about Steven Universe knowledgeably, but in terms of Dragon Ball, there's a fusion going on. Motherfucker, that takes like 2 or 3 episodes for us to get through. Not 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm not sure if I hate it or love it.
But if you think about it, that's his quirk, though.
I'll be honest, it did take me, the first time I watched it, I wasn't entirely sure what had just happened. And I was like, ooh, okay. Once the truth mouth ends up coming out of his hand later on, I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Now I understand.
Yeah.
I thought like he tried to absorb like his quirk almost, or like deconstruct his quirk and then reconstruct. I mean, which essentially he unconstructed his friend and reconstructed them back together.
Yeah, on top of himself.
Fucking
Yeah, it's
gross.
he looked cool though.
Would you ever want to wear my skin?
No?
Why not? Even if you got all my cool superpowers?
What cool superpower do you have?
A lot, dude. Look at me. Got it all going on.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is my confession. I kick ass. I don't know. All I'm saying is, I feel like they didn't give. Should have been. I don't know. I guess I could have had more of a moment with the fusion thing, but I'll stop crying about it. I think I was just grossed out by it.
Yeah, because, like, they didn't really, like, make an effort to, like, color it in, like, flesh or anything like that.
Red.
They're, like, red blood hands.
Yeah,
Blood beat red.
it's kind of like he didn't have any skin.
Yeah.
It was creepy, and I'll have nightmares about it for sure. We do learn that Eerie is, we learned last week or the week before, a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Eerie is not actually Overhaul's daughter, but Eerie is the boss's granddaughter, and that the boss's daughter, I don't know what her deal was. I don't know if she was a little bit of a hoe or like if she was just really creeped out by the fact that her daughter just disappeared her husband, but
I'm going to go with option B.
probably. I'm sorry I said the whole thing. But she leaves Eerie with the grandfather while she runs off because the child is cursed or whatever. And he leaves Eerie more or less, not like in the care of, but it's like, watch this little girl's back, Overhaul, or Chisaki. You would understand how a quirk kind of like hers works. You're
It's similar to your quirk.
yeah, and
Yeah,
you like
it's
learn
mutation.
about shit. You're a little nerd when it comes to quirks and science and magic and all sorts of bullshit like that. You stupid little orphan. You ain't got no mom, you ain't got no dad, you an orphan. He's like, okay, I will. And I was like, you better. Deku is trying to basically keep Overhaul off of Night Eye, who's rushed over to Lemillion and Eerie, and he's trying to fight him. Now, this is one thing that I kind of noticed that when we watched it today that I didn't really think about when I watched it originally. Chisaki is like oddly fixated on just Lemillion.
Yeah.
Just Lemillion. Deku's the one who just punched him in the fucking face really quick and screwed up this whole little thing. He's been fighting him for the last whatever. Night Eye's there, pro hero.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, yeah, Lemillion, that's right. You's a bitch, and I took your quirk, and I stabbed you with some stuff, and now you're in trouble. And I hate you. Oh, yeah, you did so good. Yeah, you were stronger than me, bitch. And now what? Look at me. I'm a crazy fusion monster. Go home and have nightmares about me.
Let's be real. If it wasn't for the bullet, he was whooping his ass.
I know. Poor Mario. I feel like
Bless you.
gonna sneeze.
Did you have to get a Kleenex or something? Because, no? You good?
I showed the guys my hands.
No, you're good, man.
There was no spots.
Nothing.
No spots, no snots.
That's good.
Anyway, I think it's interesting that Chisaki's so fixated on Mirio throughout this fight and just keeps calling his name out and taunting him like that. When, again, Deku is the guy who we're going to see, because we are talking 75 and 76 today. He's the guy who ends up beating Overhaul.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, Deku is the guy who ends up being the guy to get the final fight in, or somehow or some way get the win. And in a lot of the cases, we come away from it like, yeah, team, good group effort. And I'm like, fucking, yeah, I guess. But Deku was kind of big in that too, right? Deku was the best. And I feel like this kind of plays to that idea of it. We're like, this isn't Deku's story. This isn't Deku's fight, at least in this moment. And it's very much focused on Lemillion still. And I'm like, God damn it. Stop blueballing me and just fucking let Deku come in and kick this dude's ass already. I'm tired of this Lemillion bullshit. You already got his fucking quirk taken away. He's got his fucking work dad caressing his fucking dead body in a fucking alleyway. Deku, can you do this already? Oh my fucking God. I got like legitimately annoyed with 75. And 76 happened. And I was like, oh
man.
We get a Night Eye flashback, which I thought was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically to what Deku and him switch off. Deku goes to try to help Mirio and Eri escape. And Night Eye comes in, and we got some real fun exposition about, oh, yeah, what's the matter, bitch? You was scared of my student? You was scared of my work, son? He was going to kick your ass if you didn't shoot him with that bullet, but you had to shoot him because you was a bitch. All sorts of things like that. I'm like, damn, Night Eye, way to talk smack while you're fighting with this crazy fusion monster. That takes some balls. Gotta say, man, Night Eye, in terms of like him engaged in action, I didn't think he was going to be what he is. He's fun. He's like a fucking Japanese businessman who took a lot of karate lessons.
Hell yeah.
And I just want to hang out with him all the time.
He's just so smooth, dude.
He really is. And he's got great choice of eyewear.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could pick glasses like that, I feel like I wouldn't mind being blind. I digress. Also,
If you're
Tiger.
blind, you should be wearing your glasses more.
Yeah, you'd think.
No, I should know.
Yeah, they're on the table right now as
I
we
am
speak.
blind.
I only need them when I go look at things far away. I'm from driving, going to a movie or something. One time last year, I drove during the day without my glasses on, and I was like, yo, I'm blind as fuck. And then I got to wherever I was going. And then later on, when I got in my car to go back to where I was from, it was dark out. And I was like, shit, no, I'm so blind. I'm going to cry all the whole way home and hope that I don't die. Long and the short is I didn't die.
That's good, man. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, very happy.
I was too. Anyway, Night Eye, fashionable as fuck, talks smack as he fights big crazy fusion demons. Tells Deku to help him get his boy out there. But we have his flashback to him kind of, he sees like the future, I guess, of Midoriya and Overhaul fighting. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, that's not yet though, right? I don't know. Maybe I should read a synopsis. Reading's tough. Jay, do you know how to read?
Not really. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
The sincerity of your answer. No, it's
Not
okay.
really.
I'm not going to make you jump through any hoops. Maybe I'll make myself jump through a hoop.
I can shoot a ball through a hoop.
With your dick? If you can't do it with your dick, I don't want to hear about it. So I'll pick it up here. Deku notices that Chrono and Aizawa are gone, while Lemillion and Eri are being cared for by Night Eye. Overhaul taunts Lemillion once again for losing his heroic dreams for trying to save Hiri. Deku and Sir Night Eye are shocked to learn that Mirio's quirk has been lost forever. Deku tries to take Overhaul on himself. Dude, this is a very poorly written synopsis with many missing words. Deku tries to take Overhaul himself, but the villain sees through Izuku's power and speed, proclaiming he's not impressed. Before he can attack Deku, he is hit in one of his arms by one of the hyper-density seals that Night Eye has thrown at him, pushing him back. Night Eye steps up to fight Overhaul and orders Izuku to take Lemillion and Eerie away while he faces the villain. All right? Think about how much I just read to get us where I had to get us to. That was a lot.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Why are they writing that much?
I literally just cut out another paragraph. Overhaul uses his quirk to repair his arm and attacks Night Eye, but he manages to dodge. While fighting Overhaul, Sir Night Eye thinks back to the lessons he taught Mirio about fighting by predicting his opponent's movements, even without the use of a quirk like Foresight. Sir Night Eye is proud that Mirio took his teachings to heart, and in return, he is going to keep him and Eerie out of harm's way. He's a real hero and shit, and that's real hero shit. Then Night Eye recalls when he broke his partnership with All Might after predicting his death, and a subsequent conversation he had with Gran Torino about it. Night Eye expressed his frustration and helplessness for not being able to help prevent All Might's death, because every future he sees with his foresight is destined to be fulfilled. No matter the fuck what. No matter what he does to a dude. Damn it. No matter how much he does. I'm not fucking with you. No matter how much he does to avoid it. It's just very awkward. Like, it's not a wrong sentence. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Because that, Night Eye decided not to use his foresight again to see into person's far future. However, that does not mean that he is not above using it in quick 1-second spurts to punch homeboy in the fucking mouth, dude. Night Eye continues to fight Overhaul, dodging his attacks by using his quirk in 1-second intervals. Meanwhile, Deku tries to lead Eerie and Mirio away, but seeing Mirio seriously injured and losing blood, Eerie is stricken by Overhaul's mental abuse. Crying. She wants to fight. She wants the fighting to end. Maybe it's me that can't read.
I mean, you always proclaim that you don't know how to read.
Crying she wants to fight. Crying she wants the fighting to end and apologizes for all the pain she causes suddenly.
Is there no punctuation?
Yeah, it's in weird
Okay,
places.
that's why.
Suddenly, Izuku and Mirio look back at the fight, and horrified, they see Sir Night Eye looking like Jesus, except Jesus getting punctured right through his fucking torso.
Yeah, man.
Oh my
Right where one of his lungs is.
And they have the creepy organ music playing. I'm like, oh no, that's reminiscent of death and funerals. Because church is where you go when funerals happen. And they have organs at churches.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Sir Night Eye did everything in his power during the battle to deny Chisaki the victory. Unfortunately, Sir Night Eye reached the end of his perceived future and was impaled by Overhaul. Having touched him, a seriously injured Night Eye sees into his future, trying to spot a future where Eerie is saved and Mirio and Deku are safe. However, a good future doesn't exist, and he can only see himself and Deku dying at the hands of Overhaul. And I'm like, damn, that's some heavy shit. Work, Dad.
That's no good, man.
Deku re-engages Overhaul using power far beyond what he was using before. His body is in pain and it feels like it's breaking apart, but Deku can still move. He pushes One for All full cowling to 20%, says he'll twist the future and save Eerie. Deku is narrowly able to avoid Overhaul and tries to deal a blow so devastating that the villain won't be able to recover from it. And I'm like, yeah, kick that motherfucker in the head with an axe kick.
Yep.
20% from the top of the ceiling. Off the
Top fucking top rope, man.
I'm going to wrestle. What am I going to?
Royal Rumble.
I'm going to the Royal Rumble in a couple weeks.
That's dope.
Look out, Houston. Look out, Minute Maid Park. I'll be inside you.
Oh.
Anyway, let's axe kick Overhaul in the fucking head. But no, he missed. Sorry, bud. Your line of movement is just a little too direct there.
Overhaul's just a little too fast for you, man.
I mean, after having fought Mirio, who must be a GD nightmare for anybody to fight.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Night Eye, who's a seasoned fucking Japanese businessman in karate school. Deku's probably like a walk in the park, you know, when it comes to just dodging his attack.
The kid.
Yeah.
Straight lines, baby. Straight lines. All you got is power and speed, you little nerd. Why don't you get the fuck out my face? Get the fuck out my face.
Nerd.
And he misses with the big axe kick to his head. And I said, gee dang it. If he hit him, his head was going to splatter. And not in a fucking reconstructible way.
Nah.
That would have been the end of the saga. The end of the arc.
Right.
Axe kick to the back of the fucking head.
Just decapitates him with an axe kick to the back of the head.
Chisaki's fucking brain just... psh, and he's not using his quirk to do anything ever again. Because his brain is over there and over there. And a little bit on my shoes because of the axe kick. Chisaki ain't doing shit today.
Nah.
He's grounded. He can't play today.
He did.
So it's okay that he mixed the axe kick. It's okay that he missed the axe kick though, because the Dragoon lady, Hero, Ryukyu,
just busting in like the fucking Kool-Aid man.
Through the ceiling. She
Yeah.
won up the Kool-Aid Man a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen the Kool-Aid Man bust through the ceiling. And if I haven't, well, why the fuck haven't I seen it yet? You got Ryukyu out here fucking setting new standards of the Kool-Aid Man resting on his laurels like a big lazy piece of shit.
Yeah, I know. He's only been busting through walls since like how long?
Yeah. I don't see him busting through the walls of no secret underground Japanese Yakuza bunkers.
Yeah.
Step your fucking game up, Kool-Aid Man. Getting soft on that corporate money. What do you think the Kool-Aid Man did before Kool-Aid came along? Because, you know, I just assume he was a big pitcher or something.
Probably a
Maybe.
bartender.
Selling lemonade.
Pouring himself out into everyone's cup.
Yep.
Letting people pour themselves out into his, man. It's not a weird sex joke. That's a bartender grief sharing joke or something. I'm not sure what it was.
Okay.
Ryukyu to the ceiling, Froppy Uraka too. Everyone's here now. They fell in through the ceiling. And that's the end of episode 75, the end.
Yep.
Please hold your applause and your questions until we conclude episode 76. I shall now flip the page.
You heard?
I did. I hope you guys heard me turn the page. I feel like when I flipped it, I felt like it was audible.
Oh, it was definitely
It was
audible.
definitely audible.
Hope you heard that.
Yeah, all you page flippers.
What?
I thought you were going to say page fuckers. Then we have episode 100. Fuck. We have episode 76. Infinite 100 of Boku no Hero Academia. Heroaka. Hashtag Heroaka.
That's not gonna hashtag work.
You don't live in Anatolia. If you don't think hashtag Heroaka is a thing, I implore you.
Really?
100%.
Okay.
Anyway, got some more of this Tarantino bullshit going on at the start of episode 76. And we get immediately after the start of the raid outside Ryukyu, Froppy, Uraraka chaining up some thugs, sending them off to the Clink, where they'll live off their villain in infamy in jail. Right?
Yeah.
Is that how jail works?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Usually that's how it works.
So they nabbing up the big dude, who apparently breathes life, because he is not alone. He breathes life into that big old heart of stone.
Yep. His heart is definitely made out of stone, man.
Anyway, Do we know homie's name?
Uh,
Big dude. So, doesn't matter. Big dude's in his handcuffs, and we get the down low that he has the ability to, if he touches people, he can steal their power. And in the moment, all of a sudden, Uraraka and Froppy seem to be, chipper in themselves. And then all of a sudden, they are not chipper, and they are not themselves. And it seems as if somebody has breathed life from their bodies. And then Homeboy was like, hey, what's up? Quirk juice. Finally kicking in.
Quark juice.
Quirk juice.
quirk juice.
Hope somebody makes a fucking energy drink called Quirk juice. Co-brands it with My Hero Academia.
Should copyright it.
Yeah. I think it's time for us to become energy drink moguls. The time is now.
Moguls?
Absolutely. I mean,
Okay.
if you're going to... ready to become podcast moguls.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to be energy drink moguls.
Okay.
We're going to break the market with Quirk juice.
Quirk juice.
Quark juice.
Shit sells itself.
Basically.
Yep.
And if you watch this beginning of episode 76, I mean, it's basically an advertisement for our product. Inject the Quirk juice, you get all the young girls giving you their life force. Before you know it, you're getting restrained by a large dragon woman, checking off all the boxes.
Yep.
This drink rules.
Quirk juice.
So he gathers up all this energy. We see Surge, another hero lady, hit him with a bunch of energy blasts that travel very slowly because they
Nigiri.
do a twirly thing.
A swirl.
A swirl or a twirl.
A twirl. A twirl.
I like the fact that we have a good energy blast in the mix here now, but I don't like, well, I guess I kind of do like that they gave it a little caveat that it moves real slow. That shit's funny.
Yeah.
I can only imagine the hijinks that's caused her in her professional hero career.
Shit, it didn't get there in time.
All of a sudden, Deku runs out from, I guess, the front door of the compound, and he sees Froppy and Uraraka all slumped over on the ground. He's like, what's up, ladies? Hey, listen, you break through the ground here, that's where all the shit's going down. Guys need your help. Why don't you break the ground right here and go help them out? See ya. And he runs away.
See you.
I watched it, and I was like, that's fucking dumb. He's downstairs right now. How is that even possible? And because Toga's around, and I was like, oh,
You forgot.
you got me. Yeah.
Yeah.
For a second, I forgot, and I was like, is this
She had a
show
little
really...
bit of his blood.
I was like,
She's
is
a-
this show really gone to this much of shit?
She's a bad bitch.
He just jumped up to the surface real quick and then jumped back down. What is this? But you know me, man. I'm a fucking snob.
Yep.
So
I
quickly
know.
Yep.
explained like 30 seconds later. So see that chill, I guess. I like that Toga and Twice made up a copy of their dead friend, Mr. Copy. Or
He's
Mr.
not dead.
I thought he was dead, but
That's the guy that
No, he got
just
his arm
missing
cut
arm.
off. Yeah.
I like that they
No,
Big
yeah,
Sister
Chizuki
Max is dead.
yeah, Big Sister Mags
took
is
his
dead.
arm off, yeah.
Sorry. I thought he killed Mister too, but he just took his arm.
Yeah, just his arm.
Wow. Hey man, glad they brought their fucking
Well,
one-armed
he
friend
gave it.
along.
He gave it him back. I didn't overhaul give it back to him.
No.
No.
I don't think
I don't
so.
think so, because
Because even in the copy, he has a missing arm.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right.
go entropy plus chaos, and he's like, "What's up? That plus chaos shit's about my missing arm too, right?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But you gotta do this shit first.
It's like, "Yeah, it's totally about you."
And then they fucking this Sparted him down the fucking hole.
Get down the hole.
Fuck?
Now get in the ground. Overhaul, meanwhile, is there's a big hole in the ceiling now from where Ryukyu just fucking slammed Homeboy through it at the end of 75. All right, so now we're all caught up. Now we're all in the middle of it. Now this Tarantino cut is done, and Ryukyu is body slamming Life Breather down to the ground.
Big fucking dude.
Pound Town.
Pound Town.
Huge
Pound
fucking
Town.
guy.
Huge. It's a huge fucking guy.
Bone Zone. Anyway, Overhaul is getting the fuck up out of this bitch, and he's gonna take Erie with him, and he's got this just manipulating the ground beneath him to make this huge pillar up through this hole that Ryukyu and big, huge freaking Goi created in the ceiling. And it's just going straight up. And he's taking Eri. He's like, peace, bitches. And Deku's like, no, I can't lose Eri again. I'll feel really terrible about myself. So he refuses to let that happen.
Never gonna let her go.
And then we get the commercial break.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay. And then the commercial break comes back. And it's just like the weirdest, saddest
Right? What was up with that
piano
song?
music.
I don't know, dude.
Jay.
It got to me.
Oh, yeah. It did.
When I watched
it
it,
did?
I will have to admit, when I watched it this morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, I cried to that part like a little bitch.
I mean, My Hero Academia is a show that makes me cry very regularly.
Yeah.
That music did not hit for me.
No.
That music hit, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Turning this into some love story bullshit. What's
it wasn't
going on?
just it wasn't the music, it was honestly what they were saying.
Well, the whole Lemillion flashback is going on at the same time, because on Erie's side, you got Deku running up this massive pillar trying to get her, like, I'm not going to let you go, blah, 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 blah. And then she sees Lemillion's cape flying up in the wind with it, and Overhaul makes the comment, like, oh, look, that piece
Disgusting.
of garbage. Yeah, unclean. I need to take a shower after I see that ratty old cape mat flying around in my airspace. It's emotional, man, because Erie's like, it's emotional in that moment because she's thinking about all the stuff that Mirio said about never making her sad again and never making sure that she always smiles from there on out and all that stuff. And just, what we saw him have to go through in episode 74, 75 in that Overhaul fight, and ultimately him losing his quirk to protect her.
Yep.
I can get how it's an emotional moment and how you would cry.
I will be a hero.
I will kiss away the pain.
All right, Enrique. Relax.
We can stay like this forever. You can take my quirk away.
I think it's Stand By You Forever.
Who cares?
Apparently he does.
I guess. Christ, am I ruining a karaoke jam? I could see you fucking banging on an Enrique Iglesias looking dude. I meant to say banging out an Enrique Iglesias song at karaoke.
Yeah, I can see you banging out some dude that looks like Enrique Iglesias.
Yeah, but not with your fists. Or maybe with your fists. Anyway, Eri sees this cape.
Oh, man.
Whew.
Oh.
Anyways, Eri sees this cape and she's like, fuck it. That cape is mine. And she reaches out and jumps and grabs it and uses it like a little tiny parachute. And she parachutes down to Deku. And I'm like, Super Mario
shit.
World technique.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Do, 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 do. And Deku catches her. And before long, he's got her strapped up like a little baby in a fucking harness. And he's like, Overhaul's like, you better put that girl down. She don't know what she's up to, man. She got powers and stuff, but nobody can turn them off except me. You need me.
She belongs to me.
She's a naughty girl.
This is all her fault.
Yeah. Christ. Anyway, Deku's real quick to strap her to his back. So, I don't know, man. I've talked to you about it. A lot of things in this arc have been troublesome for me until episode 76. Because episode 76 in and of itself is, I think, no matter what, how well done this fight is, how great it looks, like, it's just so much of a spectacle, so much of an event. There's no way that this episode wasn't going to be a memorable one.
Right.
I would say that a lot of the episodes leading up to it have been, in my opinion, kind of a mess in terms of the plotting, in terms of the pacing and the plot. I I think this is going to be the season that makes me want to read the comic book now, only because I'm so convinced there's no way it was done this poorly in the comic. And if it was, woof. Now, seeing how, well, I think I was thinking about it a little bit more the other day. One of the things that is confusing about this arc is a lot of the flashback stuff. And now flashbacks are no secret to My Hero Academia. It's something they've done since the very, very beginning. All right. The flashbacks themselves now suffer. All right. As a storytelling device, because there are way too many fucking characters. They need to have some little flashback at some certain point in time. They kind of mitigated some of it with Kirishima and Tamaki Amajiki.
Yep.
All right, by giving them like their own couple of episodes, so that way they have those moments to themselves, and the episodes themselves are much better full products. In these episodes, we get flashbacks with mostly Mirio. We got some with Overhaul. We got some with Eri. We got some with Deku. We got some with Night Eye. We got some with Night Eye and All Might. Like, there are so many other different characters who need their own flashbacks as part of the story that is always going to be a clunky part of this narrative. All right, that's one. Two. We got a character like Night Eye who sees into the future, and that in and of itself can be a little bit confusing when you consider just like the overall theme of like being able to deviate from fate and, you know, being able to write your own fucking way, and are things permanent and can they change or whatever. Because Night Eye's whole thing is, no matter what happens, if I try to change the outcome of something, it always comes back and is the same way that I saw it in my original vision. So like, you have a character who can see to the future now. You've chosen, for whatever reason, and this is where I kind of get mad, to do things in a way where the whole raid on the compound, like 76 today, 76 takes place 2 minutes after the raid basically starts.
Mm-hmm.
I think, anyway. I mean, not 2 minutes, maybe a few minutes after. Everyone's all fucking chained up or whatever, but we're having to move to different parts of the place and different parts of, did this happen before that part of the battle? That happened after that part of the battle? Like, the way that they have to chunk things out with not only just the heroes and the people they're raiding, but we also got villains to take into consideration too, the League of Villains. So like, there's just too many fucking characters going on. The narrative in which you've chosen to use this weird jump cut kind of fucking I keep saying Tarantino, but it's just the easiest way to refer to it. This weird jump cut Tarantino thing. I don't know, man. I feel like you could do that in an effective way, but it's gonna suffer if you have a million fucking characters, and flashbacks are a big part of it. Oh, and you have a character who can see into the future, and now you have a character that can fucking rewind, not time, but people. Now, I guess thankfully Eri solves for a lot of issues I think that the end of this arc might have, and we'll see what happens in 77 next week in terms of post arc cleanup, I guess we could say. It's, in my opinion, I think Night Eye is probably biting it, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. But I think Eri gives you the flexibility to be able to undo a lot of the shit that when it hit you big in this arc, it was because it felt permanent. And I mean that specifically with Mirio losing his quirk. If she can rewind Mirio back to having a quirk, all right, well, if she could rewind Sir Night Eye back from death after he just caught this big stone pillar through his fucking thorax, like, it's just not, I don't know. It just feels much less high stakes now that we have an understanding of how Eri's quirk works. But does not take away anything from the ultimate fight that is at the end of 76. So Deku straps Eri like a little baby around his back, flies up to the surface, just 100% smashes off the ground, leaps up to go chase Chisaki. He's kind of flying, and like, I like how they did this today, and how Deku like slowly starts to put together what her power is and how it works, and he's like
how he can use it to his advantage.
Yeah. He's like, can I fly now? This is fucking weird. Oh, I must have blasted off at 100%. My leg's not broken, is it? And oh, look at her little horn thing doing its thing, emanating energy. This must be her quirk. She's she's healing me, I guess. And Chisaki gives it a little bit more background and explains how it's not like a healing thing, but essentially works as a healing thing for Deku. And it's a rewinding of people, and how she's like, it's not really a quirk, but like it's a mutation, and how the fact that he's had to take her apart and put her back together however many times now, 5 or 6 times, to like quote unquote restart her because she can't turn off her power at the end. I mean, it adds a whole other layer to like, wow, dude, you've literally ended and restarted this girl's life multiple times. That's pretty fucked up. But it doesn't matter now because he's a big, crazy, scary Tetsuo looking villain who has a lot to say about how Erie's quirk works, thankfully, because think about it. If he just shut the fuck up and then Deku kicks his fucking head off, we don't know anything.
Nope.
Really? We have no idea. But eventually, I mean, you guys said it looked like a Dragon Ball fight. And yeah. It looked like Super Saiyan 2 Goku versus Tetsuo Overhaul. And you don't get that, Jay and Josh, because you haven't watched Akira, but you should, because Overhaul looks like a big mutated fucking, I don't want to say bigger, because Tetsuo eventually becomes like a mass, a huge gross thing, but a lot of the visual of it, I think, is definitely borrowed from Akira for Overhaul's appearance at the end of this fight. Ultimately, I mean, I almost said Goku. He's like launching off the ground, flying through the air, bouncing off rocks, doing his thing, all the meanwhile still having Eri strapped to his back, and he's just using One for All at 100% finally without breaking his bones. And it's, I guess, a peak of what's to come in the future, because, you know, eventually we hope that he'll get to the point where he can do that without having to have some kind of buffer to it. Did you guys see the Two Heroes movie?
Yeah, I saw it.
It's almost
The
like
gauntlets.
Eerie. Yeah, it's almost like Eerie, like the gauntlets from that movie, like allowing him to
I
finally.
love the gauntlet though.
I mean,
That
yeah.
was
Why don't we
awesome.
see the gauntlets more, right? Oh,
I
boy.
wish.
Well, I don't know. Look for them to not do a movie next year. Mark my words now. I hope not, anyway. It's another story. Can't wait for Heroes Rising. Tickets go on sale January 31st. You're welcome.
Cool.
American screenings start February 26th. You're welcome again.
Cool.
And we ain't gonna see it.
Yes. And hopefully me and Carlton won't have to go to fucking Chinatown this time, because that's what we had to do for the first movie. Only place we could get tickets was Chinatown. And it was
Probably get some chickens too.
no chickens did not come with the purchase of our movie tickets.
No. I'm saying in Chinatown.
Oh, I thought you said maybe Carlton just has the hookup for some chickens.
Yeah.
I'm like, Carlton,
Yeah. Carlton has a
Carlton,
chicken.
you got a
job.
chicken?
He's got,
Yeah.
Don't worry, I
Carlton,
got
there
a
you go.
chicken guy.
Carlton, can you get us tickets to the movie? Yeah, but we got to go to Chinatown. So I
Pulls
can,
it out of the backpack.
yeah,
I
gotta
got
hit up
the
my
chicken.
guy in Chinatown. Anyway, SSJ2 Deku versus Tetsuo Overhaul. Great. I guess it's a peek into the future of what we can expect from Deku as a real hero. Hopefully he doesn't have Eri strapped to his back in a baby harness throughout his entire pro hero career, because that would be
That'd be hilarious.
it's not exactly the most marketable thing that he could be doing for his hero career.
Especially when they get older. That'd be
You
weird.
never know.
Yeah, right. Imagine if Eri goes out to be like a normal sized person.
That could be a backpack for kids.
Oh my god.
What?
People that love My Hero buy the backpack, put it on, it's airy on their back.
Oh,
Come on, bro.
You're a merchandising genius, bro. Sign me up. Make me one. Go to Etsy.com / find me some fucking weebshit.com / Eerie backpack. 123, I think, is the URL that it would be at.
Oh, okay.
Check.
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 Anyway, Deku kicks Overhaul like right in the goddamn teeth. I guess just knocks him out.
I know he punched him, man. The
Oh.
fury of 1,000 fists.
Dude,
Oh
that
yeah,
shit
how
was
did I
awesome.
forget the big, seemingly random orange punches that just came out of the fucking air?
Like fucking bullets.
Oh my god, yeah. He's like, I got some of my own bullets, bitch. 8 bullets in my big orange hands, right upside your head.
Ripped his whole fucking body apart.
Woof. Oh, dude, you get that really cool shot of like when it hits him in the face and you just see his skeleton for a second, and I'm like,
Yeah. Oh my god.
did he just
that shit was
incinerate that
awesome.
dude? And then the next shot is him like unconscious on the ground. I'm like, really wish you would have incinerated that dude. I was mad for a sec. Sir Night Eye down in the bottom of the pit. The pit. He asks Sir Raka and Froppy to get him up to the surface so he can go see what the word is. He emerges.
What's the good word, people?
He's like, listen, never been wrong in the past. Every time I look into the future of this kid, for the last day or so, I've seen him die.
Yeah, man, he's probably gonna be dead.
I'm gonna get up to the surface. I'm gonna have to bury a dead kid's body to bring a dead kid home to his mom. It's always a weird day at work when you got to do that.
Yeah.
Gets up to the surface. He's like, oh, thank God. Yeah. He's alive. Thank God.
Oh God. Oh no, he was like talking shit. He was like, I always seen him die. Never been wrong. And then
Boasting piece of shit.
I've never been wrong. And then you just see Decker's outline, man.
He's like, I'm alive.
He's like, what's up? Through this smoke, can you make out that it's me? Maybe you're having a tough time from a distance because I have
Blue
baby.
glowing fucking eyes.
I have a baby strapped to my back.
And then it's like, and then it's like over.
And it is over, but basically Night Eye sees that Deku's alive and that the future that he saw has been changed. And then there is a two frame thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It goes to black. There is a white outline of Night Eye, and I think Night Eye in that second died. Mind you, he's had a big stone fucking pillar running through his goddamn thorax for most of the last episode.
Yeah.
And he just got pulled out the hole, and now he feels what's the word? Relieved, I guess. His whole driving force is like, man, if I use my foresight on people and I lock in their fate or whatever, I've essentially doomed All Might to die. And he's done all these tests and like made these commitments to himself to not use his power on people and whatever. All in the search of trying to alleviate himself of this guilt that he's unfairly taken on. Now that Deku has undone the fate that he's seen, he knows that he can rest peacefully now. Which is convenient because he's got a big fucking stone thing through his GD thorax. It's time for him to rest.
Yeah.
Preview for next week, we do see a shot of
All Might.
skinny All Might with the sidekicks from Night Eye's agency standing around in a hospital room.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll probably get to the hospital. Night Eye will still be alive. Him and All Might will make nice, and he'll be like, Night Eye, don't die. And All Might will be like, yeah, and All Might will be like, oh man. But Night Eye will be like, no, it's cool. Listen, I know that this thing happened, and he's basically just going to give his blessing for Izuku Midoriya.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
I'm dead now. That's it. Gross.
You heard it here first, boy. Yeah. Let's try that again.
So
You heard it here first.
I don't know. It's kind of like that whole idea of, I don't know. It's more of a Star Wars thought, I guess. But
Yeah.
before it was put into the canon that Jedis have to learn how to become a Force Ghost before they die, so that way they can turn into a Force Ghost after they die. I don't fucking like that. I get that it's canon, but I don't like it. I was always under the impression it was like, it's about fulfilling your destiny within the Force or whatever, and that's when your body like ceases to be, like that whole idea, and then you're allowed to be a Force Ghost because you become one with the Force, you fulfill your destiny, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Night Eye had that moment today where he's like, oh man, I know that the future isn't fixed and that I'm not responsible for the death of All Might, and that this guy that I just worked with, Izuku Midoriya, is going to be the next fucking symbol of peace. All Might is choosing wisely, all that stuff. I have a big stone thing through my thorax. It's okay to die. I mean, he's not going to be a Force Ghost because this ain't Star Wars, but I feel like a lot of ideas from Star Wars permeate My Hero Academia, and that whole idea of like fulfilling your destiny, I guess. And I mean, I feel like that's kind of a shitty destiny if it's to be like, oh, the future isn't fixed, and you found out and saw it firsthand through somebody else proving it to you that you were wrong. It's kind of a shitty destiny to go out on.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I think Night Eye's dead.
I mean, I can't really argue that. I mean,
No, it does
Yeah.
make sense.
Hashashi, ba-da-ba. I know all the words to the songs I do.
What about my boy Zawa though?
Oh, he's all right.
He's
but
aight.
what's gonna go on with him?
Nothing.
He's down in the pit.
He's going to get out, man. We saw him in the preview just like chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Imagine if he gets adopted by
Pay
a
the
Shia.
fuck attention.
I did see him, but obviously, the
He's
guy's with him. So what happens in that situation? Do they fight?
He keeps his ideals. Let's live.
Does the guy run? I want to know.
I don't know. Probably everybody gets arrested, I imagine. The big boss is dead.
Yeah. We'll see
I'm
next
more
week,
curious
I
to
guess.
see. We kind of glossed over that. Overhaul ultimately is the reason the boss is in the coma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He reconstructs his ass to put him in a coma so he can fucking make the Yakuza rise again to prominence. We kind of went over that.
And then he'll uncoma him.
And then I'll
and be like,
coma.
yo, look what I did while you were in a coma.
You're welcome. We kind of glossed over that, but like Big Boss, for all intents and purposes, Overhaul knocked the fuck out.
Oh, yeah.
All that we got to do now is like arrest these dudes and hopefully uncoma. Coma, man. I don't know his name. The Big Boss.
Yeah, the big boss.
The real big
I don't
boss.
I don't think they even give him a name. So,
Pops.
Pops.
Either way.
Pops.
What does that mean for the League of Villains?
I mean, League of Villains, I feel like they, I mean, I guess that they'll probably have access to this, whatever limited supply, if there is a limited supply. I mean, I don't know. I feel like ultimately, League of Villains, I don't think this affects them too much long term, unless they get some holdover from his gang or something.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the dudes escape before the cops move in and arrest everybody. Like, I don't know. I hope Mister gets his arm back.
Why?
Cause, man, must suck to only have one arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true, but he's a villain.
Yeah, but he's cute.
I guess.
All right.
He has a fucking mask.
It's a cute mask. All right. That's the end of Boku no Hero Academia. You guys got anything you still look like you started to say something?
Oh, I was gonna say he almost looks like V from Vendetta.
He
that
does.
Mask.
He does. Guy fucks.
This guy fucks.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Anyway, make sure that you rate and subscribe. Guy fucks. If you've made it to the end of the podcast, congratulations. You are cool. And apparently way more patient than most of our listeners. For that, you shall be rewarded with some call to actions. Make sure you rate and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, all the places where the podcasts live. Tell your friends and shit. That helps. My voice just did a couple weird things. I want to thank our patrons, Brian Melchiori, Caleb Darling of the Holy Nerdy Pod, Jean-Claude Minivan Dan, LBJ Dan. And by LBJ, I don't mean the president. I mean Lil Baby Jiren, Jacob Perez, and of course, the Australian Reese Andriotis. Thank you for being a patron. If you want to be a patron, why don't you go over to patreon.com/Dragon Ball Super Dope. Get an uncut version of this episode. It's a shit show. It's a mess. Can't focus at all today. Lots of dawdling. You know what it's like to fucking dawdle all day? If you don't know, go check out the uncut version of this episode. Patreon.com/Dragon Ball Super Dope. And that's gonna do it. Thanks for listening, dude. Gonna raise my hand with the peace sign. Something songs about the Fedzos.